Chris Renkel and Richard Skinner breaking down another day of Bengals training camp. Skinny, I thought it would be an interesting day today because we saw Joe Burrow and the offense really open it up. Then they had that day off, and all the concerns maybe on that wrist, not having the zip on the ball. How did you think that Burrow came out? Did he do it 2 days in a row?
I thought he did okay. They did a lot of check down stuff, and maybe some of that's by design. You remember Joe the other day said there's days I want to do check downs, there's days I want to push the envelope. I think they tried to do it as more of a true game scenario, and that's what the defense gave him. And maybe that's a credit to the defense today after having a little bit of a rough patch on Friday. And again, we don't know, were they always in man on Friday and they took advantage of that? Was today a mix and match where they really had to read and recognize you really don't know that? But I thought it was a mixed bag, and you know, again, he didn't do anything today that would alarm you in a negative way.
Trent Irwin caught a touchdown pass. This is a receiver room that is absolutely stocked with talent. Where does T.I., you think, sit on your roster?
I've got him in my first 6, and I initially had 6 making the team, Jamar being one of the 6, and he'll still probably do that because he'll still probably be around. Then the question is, do you go to 7? And is Shedrick Jackson, who had that touchdown reception on Friday from Joe Burrow, probably the best play Joe's had in camp? Is it Hakeem Butler because of his size and strength and athleticism? Do you look at a guy like that? I mean, there's a lot of options for them, and then there's a lot of options to maybe stash those guys on the practice squad just in case, because there's always a just in case. One more thing on the receiver part, Jermaine Burton was back at practice today after missing on Friday, so that was a good sign too.
Another good sign that Trent Brown was activated off the PUP list. He was working on the rehab field. How quickly do you think we see him out there? And this absence with Amarius Mims continuing, it does not do him any favors to be missing practice time.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. I honestly thought when I saw that transaction today that we'd see him out there. And as I was walking out to practice, who am I behind? I'm behind him. I'm behind Trent Brown. I went, he's not dressed for practice. And we tried to talk to him afterwards. He said he had to go to the training room, so really didn't get an explanation for why not. We do talk to Zach tomorrow, and maybe we get an explanation that they're just continuing to try to ease him in after he had went through the process of rehab. And maybe that's the case. I'll take it at that. But to your point, it's given Amarius Mims a great opportunity to get a ton of snaps and a ton of snaps with the ones.
Dejon Anthony continues to have a very strong camp for the rookie draft pick. This is a team that needs more defensive backs. They need another corner. He seems to be rising up the boards and opening some eyes a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's a matter of, do you keep maybe a 10th defensive lineman, and maybe now that Cam Sample is hurt and we don't know the status, but it's probably not favoring the direction of him starting the season with the team, maybe you keep an extra DB because of special teams purposes. And Dejon Anthony would be probably the 5th safety at the moment. Maybe push Tyson Anderson, but he's so valuable, Anderson is on special teams. But boy, Dejon Anthony just keeps popping and showing up. Right place, right time, doing all the right things. I talked to Geno Stone a little bit about him today, and he said, listen, he asks all the right questions. He's really attentive. He wants to do well. He's not taking chances. He said sometimes interceptions are taking chances. He said he's been in the right place in the right time a lot, and Geno's a guy who's not on the unit with him, so he's able to watch what Dejon Anthony's doing. And I did a story on him back in OTAs. It's just a great story. Started at Division II Tiffin, didn't even really play much. Transferred to Liberty, didn't even play much. Transferred to Ole Miss, and wound up starting his 1 year that he played at Ole Miss, and here he is trying to make an NFL team. It is just an incredible story, and he's really had a good camp.
All right, camp continues tomorrow. We'll hear from Zach Taylor tomorrow. Hopefully updates on Trent Brown, Cam Sample, and all the rest.